You can taste the excitement here in Indianapolis. It's the Miami Heat facing the Indiana Pacers. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. So here's Miami's starting group. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Dang out there with Whiteside. And it's Johnson in at the small forward position. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High energy point guard. A lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy. Coveted by many.
He really is. And Kevin, he transitions from defense to offense as quickly as anyone in the league, a la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the three, or just taking it to the rack himself.
And, you know, back to Goran Dragic, many of his transition opportunities start with his aggressive defense. Very active with his hands, has the instincts to jump passing lanes, the long arms to pick off passes. Suddenly, when he gets a steal, he's off and running.
Here's Wade, and it's sent back by Hill. And there's the feed to Ellis, and it's Dragic with the foul.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
And so here is Indiana. And George kicks to Mahinmi. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
And talking about Goran Dragic, the one thing he has to be careful with is being over-aggressive on D. Reaching for steals makes you susceptible to blow-bys and escape dribbles, and that can lead to uncontested layups and dunks for your opponent.
Now the Pacers moving it up. But they'll get another chance. And here's Hill for three. No good. Now the Heat take it the other way. And it's Johnson penetrating. Excellent D there from George.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those playing.
Oh, you got to feel for a guy getting dunked on like that. I mean, he's got no shot to stop that unless maybe he can pick up another foot somewhere.
And that one's good. Johnson's got his first bucket in this one.
Boy, the fifth time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
Hill kicks to Allen. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And George with the stuff.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
The Heat have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. No good from Dragic.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Pacers on defense. Dang gets a wide open look. Connects from three-point range. Tang's got his first 3 points of the game.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
And George, here we go. And Whiteside sends it back. And they're able to recover. And it's Dragic with the foul.
And that's his second foul already. And that's going to force him to tone down his aggression defensively.
Richardson, he's checked in for Miami. Tries to keep it alive. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wade. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. Ellis kicks to Hill. Feeds it to Mahinmi. Pass to George. Shot clock at 2. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. George has got his third basket of the night. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year. And as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
You can tell that pass just hung in the air for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. Long enough for him to get a hand on it and knock it out of play.
And honestly, not real happy with the shot selection on that one.
Yeah, clearly a brain fade there. He's got to be a little smarter in his choice making.
Wade, good, and it's Johnson with the assist that time. Wade's got his first bucket of the night.
How about the way he's able to angle his body to shield the big fella off and still get the finish?
You've got to be clever with your sleight of hand when you get inside and try to finish against the bigger guys. And he made it look easy that time.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played,
he's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Nobody near George. And once again off the mark by Indiana. To the paint, here's Richardson. Ellis with some nice D.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
Miami's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Richardson, good.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Ellis against Whiteside. Ellis can't get it to go. The Heat with the lead, deflects the pass, and up the court come the Pacers on the break. Here's Mahinmi. Banked in off the glass. Mahimi's got his second bucket of the night.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Wade kicks to Whiteside. The 11-footer. It's rebounded by Indiana. There's the pass to Hill. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And guys, no doubt George Hill had it rough last season. He missed the first 28 games with that left knee injury. Came back for 5, then missed another 11 games before his season got going. But you know what? He had one of his most productive years from that point on.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Hill comes in for Lavoy Allen. And it's C.J. Miles in for George. Now here's Winslow. There's a screen. Pass to Wade. It's stolen by Hill. And now it's Hill running. He can go all the way. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Absolutely. They make the steal, pay dividends instantly on the fast break.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And getting back to George Hill, what a second half of the season he had. He tore up several key categories, Clark.
Yeah, he was bogged down by injuries early in the season. Came back to average career highs in points, rebounds, and assists, partly because he was finally treated and looked to as a go-to guy, and he thrived in that role.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Hill, he's checked in for Solomon Hill. Stuckey comes in for Ellis. And it's Lawson in for George Hill.
And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
With Winslow, it's all about improvement and being great on the big stage. I think he can do that, Greg. You talked about, what he did in the national championship run. Clark, he was a fantastic foundation to begin with.
Yeah, you know what? He's not got many holes in his game. Solid at the defensive end, can score a lot of ways, puts his hands on winning at both ends of the floor.
And guys, got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Now, here's Richardson following the miss by Lawson. The Indiana Pacers had a solid season last year, given they were without their star for most of it. They played well at home.
Yeah, even without Paul George, they were in contention. How about 23-18 at home, which is really a solid mark when you consider they didn't have their 2 best players from a season ago.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Stoudemire comes in for Hassan Whiteside. And Josh McRoberts subbed in for Luol Deng. Wade with the block.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
You know, for the Pacers in their 23-18 home record, that was better than several teams that made the playoffs in the East. They were very tough at home at the defensive end of the floor.
And here's Wade following the three-pointer by Rodney Stuckey. And it's sent back by Hill. Here is Miles. Richardson covering. Here's Hill. Goes to the reverse layup and backs it in. Hill's got his first basket of the night. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Pacers?
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And the Pacers were third in the league in field goal percentage against at home. Something about this crowd really drives the Pacers on the defensive end, even in a down year.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Stuckey and the foul on Dwayne Wade. That is his first foul of the game.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
So the Pacers called timeout, their first of the game. Amari Stoudemire, with the change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
Here's Stuckey. Offensive rebound. Here's Turner.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
That free throw, no good. Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. And he sinks the second.
You know, for the Pacers last season, with Paul George being out for most of the season, they knew it would be a struggle. They would go into lengthy dry spells that made it hard for them to keep pace in the East, in part because they missed Paul George's all-around brilliance and his offense.
Stoudemire against Turner. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. As for those dry spells you mentioned about the Pacers, GA, they had a number of long losing streaks last season.
Yeah, as a team, they had 4 different losing streaks of 6 or more games, and they got hot at the end. Season-high win streak of 6 to stay playoff relevant. It was just too little, too late compared to their losing streaks earlier in the year.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big 3 were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up 10th in that Eastern Conference.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Here's Wade. It's rebounded by Indiana. Turner's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, Clark, there's an intimidation factor, a physicality that they brought that comes into play.
And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25-27 against the rest of the conference, played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs. Well, one thing about Ty Lawson is he's very good at attacking the defense. Gets inside without a problem and knows how to set up teammates.
And for Lawson, he is great when he attacks. He does obviously create well for his team on drives. Interesting player, certainly. But playing with a team that's growing and pretty young around him.
A good point. And, you know, last season, Lawson averaged about 13 points for his team off of his own drives. I mean, that means 13 points a night would be a direct result of him attacking rim. That's second in the league in a stat that only trailed James Harden.
I think that would surprise some people.
Yes.
Here's Wade after Indiana gets the 3. And Turner with the block.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Lawson kicks to Stuckey. From deep, Miles. Amari Stoudemire with the rebound. The Heat trail by 6. Nick Roberts, the pass to Winslow. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should continue to work the ball down low, Clark. It's really going to free up their outside shooting.
Now here's Turner. Stuckey drives inside. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. 41 seconds left to play here in the first. And the basket good. Stuckey's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for Indiana.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Ultra impressive, guys. Caught them off guard, and they've taken the momentum in this game now.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm. It's early, but they are getting pummeled on the glass.
Well, they've got to take a stand and commit to controlling their defensive backboard. These second chance buckets are killing them.
Lawson outside. He feeds it to Hill. Right side Turner. Stuckey outside. And here's Miles outside. And Indiana, another 3.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead. Awesome shooting so far.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Pacers lead by 13. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And now let's hear from Ty Lawson talking about the balanced attack of this Denver Nugget team. Well, that was the game plan a couple years ago when Denver was good enough to make the playoffs and Ty Lawson was at the controls.
You know, but not enough firepower to be able to sustain with the elite teams, say like the Warriors or the Rockets. Ty Lawson, a solid, dependable player in our league, but this is still a league where you need your superstars to win rings.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Pacers team out there.
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
On the court for the Heat, we've got Dang. Dragic is out there with Richardson. Then there's Whiteside, and it's Johnson in at the 3 spot.
You know, and Paul George played the first few years of his career in the NBA with 24 on his back. And as you can see, he now goes with 13 after making the switch prior to last year.
The drive by Ellis. It's stolen by Dang. It's stolen by Allen. Ellis wide open. No good on the 3. The Heat trail by 11. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Here's Dragic. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Indiana's gone past the 3-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13. Here's George. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Here's Richardson. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Richardson's got 10.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now. Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
The Heat trail by 7. Johnson kicks to Whiteside. And he jams it with authority.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
George dishes to Allen. Makes it off the glass. And the Pacers lead by 7.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Passes it to Dragic. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. Moves back up. Stolen by George. And it's Dragic with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
That's the risk you run by staying out there as he picks up his 3rd.
Wade, he's checked in for Goran Dragic. And Allen slams it in.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic? And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Hill has the open look. Can't hit. And Miami the other way now.
And for a long time now, Indiana has protected the rim. It's one of the core elements of their defense and why they are so strong on D every year.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. 5 to shoot. Dishes to Allen. And the foul called on Hassan Whiteside. That's foul number 2 for him. And last year for Indiana, top 3 at protecting the rim. Opponent shot under 50% right at the hoop, Clark.
You know, that number might not sound like a lot, but being under 50% on essentially layups, that's a big deal. Protecting the rim is a huge part of winning basketball.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. On the wing, Johnson, defended by George. Dang passes to Johnson. Back to Dang. Johnson attacking. Another shot. It's laid in by Dang. Dang's got 4 points now in the quarter.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Timeout called the Pacers. And what a tough position Luol Deng found himself in last year in a small forward swap of sorts. LeBron James goes from Miami to Cleveland. Deng goes from Cleveland to Miami. He had his choice. There was Atlanta that was in the mix there too. But he goes to the Miami Heat. He's bounced around a little bit, but still a very big talent.
He is. You know, he kind of likes following legends. Remember, Scottie Pippen was that great small forward in Chicago, and Luol Deng was the next heir apparent. So he seemed to be pretty comfortable stepping into LeBron's role. Unfortunately, not able to deliver at the same level. And let's face it, the problem is you can't make up for losing the best player in the game, and that's the case here in Miami for Luol.
And Lawson with the drive, and it's blocked by Deng. They retain possession. Indiana again missing. And here are the Heat. They're on a 14-6 run. Here's Richardson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And now just a 3-point Pacer lead. Indiana's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. That doesn't go either for Lawson.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if you be a little bit more selective tonight.
And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. A different look for Miami. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Johnson. And it's Dragic in for Richardson. They set the pick. Dragic kicks to Deng. Back to Dragic. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Leans inside. Deng can't get it to go.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Looking to get back on track here. It's stolen by Hill. Back to Stuckey. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Deng. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And Miami with a change here too. Nick Roberts has checked in. Hill kicks to Mahinmi. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Now here's Winslow, defended by George. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And Wade sends it back. Fires the 3. No good from Dragic. Pacers leading by 6.
And how about for the Heat having the best road record of any team that didn't make the postseason in the East. But as you said, struggling on the road will sink a team battling for a playoff spot. Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Fires the three. Dragic with another miss.
You know, one final note, guys, on the Heat and their road losses. They ended up going only 2-8 in their last 10 road games of the year. That was a big part of how they fell out of the 8th playoff seed.
Stuckey into the lane. There's the dish to Lawson from past the arc, and that one's good. And now it's an 11-point Pacer lead.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And Rodney Stuckey, a combo guard out of Eastern Washington, played a big role for the Pacers a season ago.
The Heat trail by 11. Dragic dishes to Stoudemire. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And so far this season, shooting at a 75% clip from the line.
And fellas, I think you have to like his improvements over his free throw numbers from a year ago. It's not a significant number or a huge amount, but it's improvement nonetheless.
Pacers leading by 10. Kicks to Ellis. Plenty of space. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. You were talking about Stuckey. He did play well in his first year with the Pacers. Clark, he helped them as a starter and off the bench.
Yeah, really had his most efficient year scoring the ball to date. And more than his scoring and what he brought on the court, his presence in the locker room and professionalism. You talk to the people around the Pacers, he was a breath of fresh air on a team that has a number of fresh air guys.
The Heat trail by 10. Here's Dragic from outside. And it's Ellis with the rebound. Outside, George. He dishes it to Mahinmi. George passes to Ellis. Back to George. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Fast break. Here comes Indiana. George with the ball. And the rejection by Stoudemire. Stolen by Allen. And oh, here we go.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. He kicks to Mahinmi. No good. Excellent D there from Stoudemire. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Wade's got 4 this quarter.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Indiana leading by 8. Hill kicks to Allen. It's back to Hill. Latre. And it's Wade with the rebound. Wade's got his 3rd rebound tonight. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. It's rebounded by Indiana. Mahinmi's got 6 rebounds in the game.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from beyond the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
Hill kicks to Ellis. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Gets it off. No good trying to beat the buzzer. That'll do it for the first half. Pacers out in front, up 11. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Dwayne, a couple of quick questions for you. What's your attitude right now, and what do you think will be the team's focus for the second half?
Well, I mean, we just want the ball. Go always got to rebound the ball. We got to get in there.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports halftime. So it's Indiana who's out on top at the half. They lead by 11. And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started.
What a performance. Just look at the game for Richardson. 16 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Ellis is out there with George Hill. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Allen. And it's Mahimi in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Here's Dragic from outside, and it's sent back by George. Paul George with the steal. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Oh, my goodness, he's just getting nasty on them now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredibly slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
The Heat trail by 8. The feed to Whiteside. Pacers with the rebound. Mahimi's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Johnson attacking. Here's Whiteside. Cannot hit, so Indiana will take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. Hill, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Luol Deng.
You know, I can think of one way to describe George Hill. It's the culmination of several attributes. I mean, he comes from the school of Popovich, plays under control, always in the right place defensively. The way I describe him is just steady.
The Pacers making a switch here. Turner's checked in, and Miami with a change here, too. Richardson, he's checked in for Dwayne Wade. Now a timeout called by Miami. An interesting thing about George Hill, he was traded from the Spurs to the Pacers a few years back. Many people were surprised the Spurs would even trade a valuable veteran when they were trying to win a championship. But who did they trade him for? Kawhi Leonard. A pretty good deal.
Well, you know, Hill is really solid. He knocks down open shots, can run the offense or play off the ball equally well. He's a terrific combo guard. Gives you a little bit of everything and does it in a professional way. And that's typically what attracts him to other teams. They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
He's their go-to guy, and when he shoots the ball like he has today, that's what the scoreboard usually looks like.
Baseline jumper. Good ball movement here by the Heat. There's Dragic with the 3. That's good. Dragic has got his second bucket of the night.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And now here's Dragic, the fast break chance. Feeds it to Dang. Turner with the steal. The 3 from George. George missing again. To the inside. Johnson attacking, and so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pacers. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for George. Stuckey comes in for Ellis. And Ty Lawson subbed in for Hill.
Boy, that's a nice feed by Lawson.
Dragic against Lawson. Now here's Richardson. He's covered closely. Dang attacking. And Turner with the block. And the jam by Whiteside. Pacers leading by 6. Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent. He's been solid. And now you see some maturation with him as well.
What a night so far for Rodney Stuckey. He's got 10 points, and he sprayed home 3 3-pointers as well.
This is really production personified from long range.
Got a piece of it. Turner with the steal. Stuckey dishes to Miles. That's short off the rim. The Heat trail by 8. And there's Joe Johnson on the assist by Richardson. That's now 8 points for Johnson.
I really think that's the area they want to work the ball into, and it takes passing like that to get it done.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. They get Luol Deng.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Solomon Hill, he's checked in for Indiana.
And the Pacers just missed out on the playoffs last year and would have to settle for 9th in the East. Hard for a team that has been so dominant in the East over recent seasons.
And Lawson with the drive. And the wide open shot from Stuckey. Indiana again missing. Miami's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Johnson. And a missed late. And for the Pacers against the East, they actually played the rest of the conference, Greg, very well. Ended with a 28-24 record, Clark, against the East.
The only team, Kevin, in the East with a winning record against the rest of the conference not to make the playoffs. Only went 10-19 against the playoff teams in the conference.
Timeout called the Heat.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat. But he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Winslow's checked in for Johnson. It's Dragic with the drive. Here's Deng. And Turner with the block. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. Pass to Winslow. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley, Clark kind of molded him in his image.
And it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Here's Dragic. He has 6. There's the 3. The rebound by Turner. Here's Miles. Can't cash in from close range.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And there's the pass to Richardson. Heat moving the ball around. Deng attacking off on the layup.
Oh, tough D on the inside.
It sure was, Greg. No easy access to the basket when that fella's in the middle.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Pacers leading by 7. Here's Stuckey. The layup off target. And Miami shooting 45% from the field since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Here's Dragic from outside. Indiana's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the 3rd. And the shot is good from Stuckey. Stuckey's got 6 points in the quarter.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Back to Dragic. It's Richardson on the wing. Pass to Winslow. He feeds it to Richardson. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. The Pacers shooting around 44% in this third quarter. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A different look for Miami. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Whiteside. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Richardson. That one goes. Count it. That's now 8 points for Goran Dragic.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
Nobody near Allen. His three-pointer is off the mark.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Hill passes to Allen. It's back to Hill. Allen with the screen for Hill. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it three.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Pacers.
And guys, something every team strives for is getting points off of turnovers, and they've done that here in both halves.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of a great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
And George kicks to Mahimi, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. The Heat trail by 8. And it's Paul George with the foul. .144 left in the third quarter. A good look from Dang. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 5 assists tonight. Indiana leading by 6. And Hill has it in the corner. To the paint. Here's Mahimi. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic. Here's Hill. Right through the D for the layup. Hill's got 10 points here in the second half.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
The drive by Wade. Missed inside. Balanced scoring Clark for him. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see teams share the sugar. Everybody getting a touch, everybody enjoying an opportunity to score. That makes it a lot of fun for everybody on the court.
You know, it sounds better when you say it than watching it. Okay? I like better when you say it. Sharing the sugar.
You might want to cut down on that sugar intake, though, Clark. But anyway, everybody's been involved in this offense here early on, and it has a way of helping you defensively.
Hill, no good. The Heat trail by 6.
And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
And too long on the shot.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And George with the stuff.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money. A forceful finish from the big fella.
Well, with a player for that size, you'd think he'd make the highlight reel more often.
Yeah, you know, he just appears to lack an edge at times in his game. I mean, he can be too passive and reluctant on the court.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Passes to Wade, and here we go. Wade heading to the hoop.
Well, they won't be down for long if they can get some more early offense just like that.
And Clark, the best way to get that early offense is with steals. That allows you to get out in transition.
The Pacers have made 9 free throws in the game, 14 attempts.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Both free throws good from Hill.
He's having a great game at the free throw line, Kevin. His hot streak continues.
Just 4 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Dragic from outside. Misses the shot. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. Pacers lead by 6. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. On the floor for Miami, Winslow is out there with Johnson. Then there's Richardson. Then there's Dwayne Wade. And it's Whiteside in at the 5. Ellis kicks to Miles. Hill drives in. And he uses the glass on the layup. Hill's got 14 points here in the second half.
It's really been a tale of two halves, guys. A slow start, but this quarter, he has really been the man.
And Turner with the block. They retain possession. Whiteside, no good.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Pacers leading by 6. Here's Hill. There's the double team from Whiteside. The shot by Turner, no good. The Heat have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Wade gets the bucket.
And they'll be counting on even more points from him. That's essential if they're going to pull this game out.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for him.
Yeah, defensively, some really good pressure being applied, though, so you've got to give credit there. It seems like they've been rattled a little bit.
Greg, you think they've been rattled?
Well, they have, Kevin, but that's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
The Heat trail by 4. Richardson for 3, but they recover it. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Hill. Down low and taken away by Johnson. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. From beyond the arc, it's rebounded by Indiana. Ellis outside. Good D by Johnson.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, deterred them from those plans.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
Some nice passing here by Indiana. Ellis kicks to Turner. 6 to shoot. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Lavoy Allen's checked in for the Pacers. Paul George comes in for Solomon Hill. And Miami with a change here, too. Deng's checked in. Down low. It's tipped and stolen by Richardson. In transition, here comes Miami. And here we go. Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to just 3 in the basket from Deng.
Uh-oh, a little showboating at the end of that one.
The Pacers have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. And Turner with the basket on the assist by George. And it's 6 points for Miles Turner. Deng for 3. Another miss by Deng.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Shooting for Indiana, Miles Turner. Taking 2 shots.
He's off on the first. The Heat making a switch here. Dragic is checked in. Good on the second free throw. Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
And the Pacers can't get it to go.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yeah, I'm about as shocked as you are, Clark.
It's deflected. Pacers leading by 6. Dang grabs the miss. Dang's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
To the inside, it's stolen by Allen. Here's Ellis, the big dunk at the end of the break.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And George, here we go. And stolen by Whiteside. Here's Wade. Rips down the breakaway slam.
That's really the only thing that's going to get them back into this game, if there's still even a chance of them doing that.
And the big thing is making plays at the defensive end. They can worry about offense once they get the ball, but stops are the priority.
To the middle. Here's Hill. Knocks it loose. And George kicks to Allen. Shot clock at 6. Ellis. Wow, way off on that one. The Heat trail by 10. And it's Wade penetrating. That's good. Wade's got 8 points in the quarter.
You know, he'll make you scratch your head and throw your hands up as a defender. I mean, you just don't know how to play him.
Here's Hill. Dishes it to Allen. And it's blocked by Whiteside. It's stolen by Dang. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
We got a ball game now, fellas. No doubt about it. I'm sensing a major momentum swing after the steal and run out.
Yeah, and little sequences like that can change the complexion of a game. Suddenly, the pressure now on the team with the lead.
And it's sent back by George. Dang with the bucket. Hill with it. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Pacers making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in. Stolen by Ellis. There's the dish to Hill. Kicks it to George. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the way up. George has got 14 points now in the second half. Whiteside kicks to Johnson. And Allen with the block. And it's slammed in by Whiteside. Indiana leading by 4. For 3, Hill. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got his 18th rebound here tonight. All over the place. Offensive rebound. Wade gets the bucket. Wade's got 29.
And really, at this stage of the game, to get those kinds of offensive rebounds for putbacks, you almost feel like it's a 4-point swing.
Here's Mahimi. Outside for George. Second shot opportunity. Beyond the arc. And he gets it to go. George has got 9 points now in the quarter.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Paul George really making a difference here.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address his team. He told them to stick with what's worked to this point, saying, listen, they're giving us all the space we need inside. Let's take advantage of it. Keep working the ball inside the paint.
Ellis dishes to Allen. His three-pointers off the mark. The Heat trail by 5. Wade passes to Johnson.
Tremendous output from Johnson. 10 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too.
I love the fact that he plays for his teammates, really spreading the ball around, getting everyone involved.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Hill. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
That's his 4th personal foul. At the line for your
That free throw, no good.
George Hill. 2 shots.
Good on the second free throw.
This is a positive trend for him, especially here in the second half. Shooting just above 80% right now. And that's more than respectable. That's good free throw shooting.
And the jam by Whiteside. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 20 rebounds.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why, I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
No good from Wade.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
The 3 from George. It's hauled in by the Heat. Dang's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Wade kicks to Dang to tie it up. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Boy, they're making it look easy here. I mean, they're just automatic from the line.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. Indiana making some changes. And the second of 2 is good. That narrows the gap to 1. Indiana's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Hill, a screen on Dragic. Lawson dishes to Hill. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And it's Johnson penetrating. They now take the lead. Johnson's got 4 points now in the quarter. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Wade passes to Johnson. Heat moving the ball around. Whiteside kicks to Wade. It's taken away by Stuckey. Now the Pacers moving it up. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
Pacers ball. 3 points. Substitution.
There's 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Back to George. Ball's knocked loose. To the middle. Here's Mahimi. Buries it.
Boy, what a pressure bucket that was.
Greg, now that's coming through in the clutch.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're down by 1. There's 21 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
You know what? Enough time that they can run whatever play they're most comfortable with.
Definitely. I mean, they're in good shape here, in my opinion. Shot clock's off, but still enough time left on the game clock to really run your normal set here.
It's Dragic with the drive. Yes!
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. They're trailing by 1. 7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And the Pacers call time here. They're trailing by 1. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's what's your take?
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Well, if they've got a play that they use to get a quality shot, this is the time to run it.
7 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's George. Missed.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
Yeah, I'd echo that. I mean, we're witnessing something special here today, Greg.
And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for him.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, Goran, congratulations on the win tonight. A game where you certainly had some nice bench production. What does it take for this team to play at its best?
I mean, everybody's playing hard, you know. Even the guys on the bench, you know, we need everybody, even including the bench. Everybody has to be focused, play hard, and especially in defense.
Playing hard is always a great starting point. Goran, congratulations. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan Player of the Game, Luol Deng. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
Luol Deng is one of the most consistent players in the league in the last 5 or 6 years. But tonight, he was more than that. He was tremendous. Big play after big play. His perimeter D was also strong. Great output by Luol Deng.
He put everything he had into his rebound, and it made a huge difference. This was a taste of what he's capable when he gets his mind that he's going to dominate.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.